Hey guys, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about high school debate. So if you clicked on the video, most likely you're a middle schooler or high schooler and you're looking for extracurriculars and you stumbled across debate and you're wondering, is it worth it for you? Should you take it? What are the benefits and what would it be like? So in this video, we're going to be covering that. Now, before we get into that video, a quick introduction. I'm Ethan Benoit. I'm several years of experience in high school debate, and right now I'm doing an educational series on high school debate. And if you're into that, it'll be a great help just to subscribe and also like and comment for any future video ideas you want to see, or if this video was helpful to you. Now, back to the video. If you're a middle schooler or high schooler and you're looking for extracurriculars, maybe because you're bored or you want self progress, or maybe for college applications and you want to do something, whatever the reason is, debate could probably fulfill it. And let's say you stumbled across debate and you looked into it, you're probably in three scenarios right now. All right, so the first scenario is maybe you think debate is right for you, whether you like communicating or arguing, or you think that's your strong suit. For whatever reason, you think debate's right for you and you want to do it. This is the best scenario. That's amazing. I even left some tips for you in this video on how to get started preparing for high school debate, even if you're not in high school or even if you haven't joined your class or team. Now, the second scenario is maybe for varying reasons you don't think debate is right for you and you don't want to do it. Maybe you're shy, maybe you don't like debating or communicating, whatever it is, maybe you don't think you should do debate. Well, don't say no so fast. In fact, being bad at a debate skill is actually often an incentive for people to join debate. People join it just to get better at communicating or just to overcome their stage fright, maybe. So I wouldn't say no so fast. I would watch a video to get a better understanding on what debate could impact you and how it could benefit you. And then I would make a decision based on that. And three, maybe you haven't really looked into debate that much and you're not very sure yet if it's right for you. Well, this is a perfect video for you because I'm going to go over that right now. So on screen, I listed 6 main traits of debate. Now, these traits are the skills at the forefront of debate that will be utilized in every single debate style, regardless of which one you compete in. Now, like I said, you don't have to be best at all of these skills. You don't have to be strong in all of them. In fact, you can join debate to get better at all of them. And since you are using all of them in debate, you'll eventually get better as you practice and compete. Now, if you want to do debate, it might be ideal to at least have a passion or interest or maybe a strong suit in one or two of these skills. So maybe you have confidence in your communicator, but maybe you don't have critical thinking and research. That's fine. You should definitely do debate. Or even vice versa, you should still definitely do debate. And there's different types of debate styles as well that can be preferable to different types of people with different skills. So let's go and review all these benefits and skills one by one. First, a broader worldview. In debate, you're going to be researching and arguing about tons and tons of topics. So this means you're going to be deep diving into many topics just in one season. So most of you probably know about big common issues in the world now, like climate change and maybe a year ago, like COVID vaccines. But in debate, you're going to be debating about exotic topics that you didn't even know about. So maybe patent right laws on medicine or lethal autonomous weapons or maybe water security. So there's tons and tons of different topics, and all the topics I just listed are actually previous debate topics. So not only will you get a deeper understanding about the world you live in, but you'll also be able to sound smart when you're discussing topics with your friends or just hot issues. All right, now communication. Communication is obviously a vital portion of debate because you need to talk fluently. You need to articulate what you want to say to get your point across and to be persuasive. And there's tons of speech practices like over enunciating or having a pen in your mouth while you read. And there's tons of speech practices to make you sound clearer, but also communication is nonverbal. So the way you stand, your hand gestures, your face expressions, all of those count into communication. And communication is so important in debate that there's this whole point system solely based on how well of a speaker you are, and they're called speaker points. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you guys this, but communication is definitely important in the real world. If you want a raise at your job, you need to communicate with that. If you want a PS5 from your mom, you also need to communicate that. Even if you have good reasons to get that PS5, you don't want to come off as a spoiled, snobby brat when you're asking your mom for a PS5. You want to come off as like a disciplined, respected kid. All right, critical thinking is also incredibly important in debate and is almost always used. You'll have to refute your opponent's arguments. And so you'll have to think critically about the topic and critically about their case. You'll have to search for holes that you can tear apart their case with. And critical thinking also involves making impromptu speeches. Oftentimes, the secondary speeches in debate are not premeditated because you have no idea that what your opponent's going to say, and you have to make what you're going to say based off what your opponent. So these speeches are just made on the spot. So you'll have to use critical thinking for that. And even if that sounds hard now, trust me, debate after debate, eventually after practice, you'll get this down. And this is incredibly important for any job, really. Now, research. In debate, you'll not only know how to read research papers and find better sources, but you'll find it how to do it faster and more efficiently. Many of you right now probably aren't utilizing the Google parameters or maybe websites like Google Scholar. And so in debate, hopefully you learn how to utilize this to get the most credible and most recent research. Because oftentimes in debate, whoever's more prepared, whoever has the better research will often win the round. And obviously, once you get good at researching, you'll probably expand your knowledge a lot. And then, like I said before, you'll be able to sound smart in discussions. Even if your friend tries to argue about something, you'll be able to pull off some research or maybe just a quick fact and quickly humiliate them. So that's obviously an amazing part of debate, the feeling of feeling. Now, if all of this sounds excessive to you and sounds like a huge workload, don't worry. If you're not into research or maybe you're not analytical, that's fine. There are debate types such as public forum or congressional debate that are not super research heavy. But if you are analytical in research and maybe you don't like, say, communicating, maybe you're a shy communicator, then there's research heavy debate types that focus less on communication, more on research, such as policy or maybe even Lincoln Douglas. So don't worry, you're in good hands, regardless of what you are. Now, writing. In debate, you'll have to write speeches since the first speech of the round will be premeditated and will be prepared before the round. And oftentimes, depending on the debate style you do, you'll have to write speeches under time constraint. And so you'll have to practice maximizing your coherency and clarity. Because if the judge doesn't know what you're saying, even if the opponent doesn't know what you're saying, you still could lose the round. So you'll have to find ways how to write better and faster. And obviously, this is going to be incredibly important when you're writing essays in college or maybe for a school assignment. You'll be able to get your work done quicker. And confidence. Believe it or not, yes, confidence is incredibly important in debate. You'll need to have confidence to be a good debater. If you are whimpering out in the middle of the round, you're not gonna get a good response from your opponent or your judge. So if you aren't confident, even if you don't believe in what you're saying, because oftentimes in debate you'll have to argue for both sides. So even if you not are arguing for the side you don't believe in or you don't want to believe in, you'll still have to be confident in what you say. Now, college applications. If you're doing an extracurricular with the incentive of having something on your resume or having something for a college application, I would still definitely do debate. It's great for self-progress and to get those skills and benefits, but colleges also love them because of those benefits. Because debaters are future leaders. And they have the confidence, they have the writing skills, they have the research, critical thinking, communication, worldview, all of that. So colleges really love debate. All right, now I've gone over all the benefits and it's good for college applications. So why wouldn't everyone be doing debate? There has to be some catch, right? Well, not really. The only catch is that debate has a bit of workload, quite similar to practicing for a sport. So the time and commitment you would take to give to a sport, some of that you would give to debate because there are times you will have to do out of school preparation and you'll have to go to tournaments which are on the weekend and they're very long. So they take up around 50% of your weekend. So good debaters can go to tournaments every week. This doesn't have to be you, but it could take up potentially a lot of your weekends. So that is a catch. If you can't commit, then you would probably wouldn't be able to do debate. All right. So now the only issue is commitment. So if you can overcome that, I would still definitely recommend debate. And if you think you debate's right for you, then you can get started and prepare now. Obviously, the first step is to look into your high school class or debate team, see whoever's coaching it, and reach out to the coach, introduce yourself, and just say and ask when you can join, what are the steps you should take to join. And then obviously join it if you can. And if you have to wait maybe next year, that's fine too. Once you've done that, you should definitely research and get a bit of familiarity on what types of debates there are and like the rules of each type of debate so you can hit the ground running when you join the team because you'll want to get started and practice as soon as possible so you can go to tournaments as soon as possible and that means you can go to more tournaments. And then I would definitely recommend to join camps. Camps are super duper helpful because you'll get strong connections with mentors and you'll just get expert advice and expert teaching. So you'll get a lot of knowledge about camps. So if you are able to, I would definitely join a summer camp about debate even before you join your team. All right, and we covered the benefits of debate, and hopefully this video helped you understand how beneficial and useful debate could be for you. So I hope you do it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.